This is the Louie T Network. The journey is long, and nobody said it was going to be easy. But all we got is us. All that believe is us. The Redskins Report. Welcome, all my fellow Redskin brethren and sistren. I am your man and resident Redskins fan, Lou. Thank you for joining me here on the Redskins Report, R3, Redskins Rapid React. Quickly, after the Redskins' sixth consecutive loss on the season, 24-13 to the New York Giants. Redskins now 3-11 on the season. Odell Beckham Jr., ODB, 12 catches, 142 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was the X factor in the game, as we knew going into it. Still could not stop him, but for 2 drives, for 2 possessions, I had that old 2012 feeling once again. Let me explain. Colt McCoy gives it a go, couldn't hang on. Look, I didn't think he was going to play. I heard people around Redskins Park saying it wasn't a good idea that he was starting this game. Didn't think he was going to make it throughout the whole game. I thought it was bad on the part of Jay Gruden to not have 3 quarterbacks dressed. I know you don't want to take away from another position. I know you don't want to kind of leave another position short. You don't want to cut back on special teams. That's been a big sore spot for the Redskins. You want to have everybody up. I get it. I understand it. That's why you want to dress 2 quarterbacks. But this is a unique situation. If you're going to start Colt McCoy, knowing his situation, then you need to have 3 quarterbacks dressed. If you don't feel comfortable with him going out there, and again, you can tell me he looked good all week in practice. He's not getting hit. And that first possession, he takes a shot. Boom, he's out of the game. He did lead us to a field goal to give us a good start in this game. But again, you can't put yourself in a position. That was a very compromised position we were put in. If Robert were to go down, and Robert a couple of times got up very slow in this game. If he were to go down, then you're talking about D.Y. Darrell Young being our emergency quarterback. You can't put yourself or your team in a position like that. I didn't like the fact that Jay Gruden did not dress all 3. If you don't want to have us lagging behind at another position because you got to dress 3 quarterbacks, don't start Colt McCoy and dress Kirk Cousins and Robert Griffin III and go with one of them as your starter. And so didn't agree with that move, but it didn't kill us at the end of the day. But Colt doesn't make it out of the second possession. He's not able to come back on the field, so we get Robert Griffin III. And for 2 possessions, Robert starts the game 5 of 5, or excuse me, 6 of 6, including 5 of 5 on the touchdown drive. Great dig route to Pierre Garçon down the middle of the field. Beautiful bootleg to Santana Moss on the outside. And the thing that was the most impressive part about that play was that he did that on a bootleg out to his left. He has struggled to throw going to his left this season. And so to see him do that, that was a sight for sore eyes. It made me feel great. And he just managed the game well. They sent an all-out blitz on 3rd down near the end zone. Finds the running back Chris Thompson out of the backfield. Good to see Chris Thompson getting a little bit of run, as well as Silas Red. Both of those guys played very well in this game, especially catching the football out of the backfield. Chris Thompson able to get in the end zone. Redskins take a nice lead early. And the second possession, right before the half, that really had me feeling good. I was so excited. I mean, again, feelings of 2012 coming back all over again. Robert able to escape the pocket, get outside, outrun the defender, dive into the end zone. I thought it was a touchdown all the way. The replay does show the ball comes loose, but I don't want to hear that nonsense. It looked like a touchdown. It smelled like a touchdown. It felt like a touchdown. The fact that you want to tell me all about this whole needing to repossess the football like a receiver thing, I don't want to hear that. You crossed the plane. He had both hands on the football. Should have been a touchdown. Santana Moss was irate. And he should have been. He got thrown out of the game. I was with Tanner, man. I wanted somebody to be pissed off about it because our head coach wasn't. And so somebody needed to be pissed off. It was Santana Moss. I was all for it. Even though he cost us going into the second half with those 2 penalties, he got thrown out of the game. They assessed those penalties on the kickoff. Giants kick an onside kick. All hell breaks loose. They recover that. And everything goes downhill from there, including the play of Robert Griffin III in the second half. But for those 2 possessions in the first half, man, it felt good, man. And it made me feel like, why not Robert? Why can't we do this? but he was protected in the first half. That was number one. And they moved the pocket. That's number two. In the second half, they didn't move the pocket as much. There was no running game to help him out. And then the offensive line broke down. Trent Williams leaves the game late in the fourth quarter. He takes about 3 sacks straight. It ends up having 5 sacks again. The 6th straight game, I believe, the Redskins had 5+ sacks in a ball game given up. So Robert struggled late in the game, but he had a really good start to his play in this game. But when it's all said and done, again, I thought the officials were terrible in this game. You got the Robert call. I thought that Robert took a shot on the 61-yard pass to Dre to set up a field goal late on in the second half. And 2 steps, literally 2 steps after he had thrown the football, he takes a shot. And the official is standing right there. They don't call anything. That's egregious. And again, these officials have got to do a better job of policing the game. They want to call Brashad Breeland, though, for 4 penalties in this game. They called him on a personal foul where ODB gets into it with him, shoves him twice. He shoves him back. He gets the personal foul. That was dumb to me. You had a pass interference where he's down the field step for step with Odell Beckham Jr. And he turns at the very last minute, swipes his arm. Great play. Ball wasn't even catchable. I don't understand where the flag comes in. I thought that was a terrible call. They had another one. Okay, yeah, he got on a double move, but it should have been legal contact. They said the ball was in the air, so they called him for pass interference. I thought that was an egregious call as well. Then you had a personal foul out of bounds on the long snapper, Nick Sundberg, where Odell Beckham Jr. jumps out of bounds and then stiff arms him, and they call us for a personal foul, hitting late out of bounds. I just thought the officials had a rough day. They really did a poor job in this game. But look, I'm not here to complain about the officials. The Giants were better than us. They get it done 24-13. We drop our 6th consecutive game. Robert looked solid, didn't look great, but again, I'll take what I can get. And this was a little bit better. This was much better than what we've seen from him in the past, that Tampa Bay and that San Francisco game. He looked a lot sharper. When he had time, he was decisive and he made some plays. The thing about it is he's still going through his progressions very slowly. And I'm pretty sure you go back and watch the tape, a couple of those sacks could have been avoided. But look, at the end of the day, I'll take what I can get. This was a step in the right direction. I think he needs to start again next week against Philadelphia. That's just me, but we'll see what happens and what the Redskins coaching staff decides to do moving forward. That's going to do it for me. I am a Redskins fan, etched in burgundy and gold. My Redskins spirit will never die. My Redskins spirit will never fold until we meet again. Hail to all my Redskins fans. See you next time on the Redskins Rapid React.
The Redskins Report.